Good evening, baseball fans. It is Wednesday, April 21st. We hope that you had a great Easter holiday. Hope the Easter Bunny left you lots of fun chocolate and, I don't know, any good Easter goodies that, your heart's desire. The Easter Bunny left us a series win over the Padres and a series sweep over the Blue Jays. I didn't give you guys the rated R warning. I caught myself. Everyone should be very proud. Everyone should be very proud. I'm Suzy. That is Tom. This is Bourbon and Baseball Astros edition, and I'm going to give you guys the rated R warning before we go any further because there will be lots of celebratory cussing. And if that's not your jam, that is okay. Just skedaddle on out of here. There are lots of other Astros podcasts for you guys to listen to that will give you overviews. Not as fun, but overviews nonetheless. So again, radar warning, all of the cuss words, possibly some inappropriate adult humor, but mainly the cuss words. And there we go. So we did not record after the Padres series, and that's on us. Mainly that's on me. But we need to talk about that because some big things happened in the Padres series, and then we will get to this series sweep of the Blue Jays. So we got to go back, all the way back to Ryan Gusto's last start. And Ryan Gusto, I feel like I need to preface this with that meme of he can't keep getting away with it. Astros pitching lab, guys. Astros pitching lab. Because Ryan Gusto coming in after Spencer Arrighetti breaking his thumb on a freak accident, just coming in and shoving, essentially. Who would have guessed? Astros fans. That's who would have guessed. Ball knowers. The ones that know that the team, we may not be able to produce outfielders, but we got you on the fucking pitching front, y'all. So, Ryan Gusto in that first start against, was it Kyle Hart? Yes, it was Kyle Hart. Now, mind you, when the Padres came into Houston, guys, the Padres were the hottest team in the league, not just in the NL, not just in the AL, overall. They were the hottest team. And we handed them a series loss. We probably could have handed them a series sweep. But as you know, sweeping is hard. So I will take the 2 wins. I will take the series win and call it a day. But Ryan Gusto goes against Kyle Hart, who is their kind of, I say crafty lefty. Came into the rotation because I want to say he replaces, was it Yu Darvish or was it Musgrove?
I thought it was Musgrove.
Musgrove? Okay. So Kyle Hart comes in and basically Ryan Gusto went, let's see, 5 innings, gave up some hits, gave up 9 hits, but only 2 earned runs, 0 walks. We love that. And 2 strikeouts. So not going to strike out the world, but that is okay as long as you don't give up the runs. Like, I will take that all day, every day. Was it this game that he didn't get to like a 3-ball count until like his last batter or something?
Fills the zone a ton. Really, and that's part of the reason why he gives up so many hits. He attacks the hitters, but he's got really good stuff. And I like the approach. Obviously, I think hitters are going to adjust to him, and he's going to have to adjust back. So you can't just live in the zone like that, or eventually you're going to get hurt. But right now, with not a whole lot of tape on him, you see teams struggle with him. And these are 2 really good lineups that he faced in the Padres and the Blue Jays that don't strike out a ton. So the strikeout numbers are really impressive because these are the 2 least strikeout teams in baseball. And that wasn't my stat. I think TK and Blummer had it during the game tonight, which I thought was really cool. And I thought I'd reiterate that.
So Ryan Gusto wins, takes the W on Friday, and then takes the W tonight. final line on him tonight is 5.2 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks, which gets him down to an ERA of a 2.78. Y'all, we got pitching. We got pitching. We held the Jays to 9 hits over the entire series. That's really good, guys. Like, that's really, really good. So tonight, both Bryans came in and Josh Hader. I want to say his last start, both Bryans, and I want to say maybe Okert came in for that. Let's see. Let me double check that for you. I don't want to be giving out wrong stats here. That's not why you come to this show. Gusto, Okert, both the Bryans, and then Hader. Okert looks filthy. Lefty, but can get out either left or right-handed batters. Like, Espada will bring him in either side. I really like it. I really, really like it. Brian King. I think Brian King is my new favorite underrated pitcher. Bullpen
Is he
guy.
underrated? Maybe nationally, but is he underrated like within Astros
for come on now. For ball knowers, no, Tom. Like, the ball knowers, no. The national people that don't watch the Astros all day, every day are going to be all, who the fuck is Brian King? I thought you only had one Brian, and that was Brian Abreu. No. It's the other Brian. Brian King. Fucking awesome. So, like I said, the pitching was awesome in that game, but we got to talk about the hitters. We got to talk about the hitters, Tom, because something else happened in that first San Diego Padres game where we won 6-4. Multiple hitters had multiple hits. Altuve went 2 for 4. Yainer Diaz went 2 for 4. Hit King Jake Myers went 3 for 4.
You're gonna keep doing the Hit King thing?
I'm going to keep doing the Hit King thing because he's coming back down to earth. Have you noticed the last 2 games? It's the Jake Myers that we all come to expect.
When I saw you post the he can't keep getting away with this meme earlier today on Twitter, I thought that was about Jake Myers. Other teams have to be saying he can't keep getting away with this because he's not a hitter. Like when Myers is hitting hits, you're in a whole world of trouble because this lineup is incredibly deep if Jake Myers is going to hit.
Well, and Jake Myers is going to hit because, down in the 8 hole, he was raking. Like I said, went 3 for 4 that day. But the real story is our young aircraft carrier, Cam motherfucking Smith. Sweet Pickle. We cannot call him Sweet Pickle. We need to come up with a better fucking nickname.
You can, I won't.
Like, we cannot call him Sweet Pickle. We need another nickname for that. So you guys need to think about what nickname we can call Cam. Put it down in the YouTube comments. Tweet at us, do whatever, but we need some sort of nickname for him because it cannot be Sweet Pickle.
Right now, it's my right fielder. That's who he is. He's my right fielder.
That's fair. He's also my right fielder.
Until he's my center fielder, because I hear that's a rumor, and I'm okay with that.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there because, whew. But Cam Smith that night goes, like I said, 2 for 4. What were those 2 hits though, Tom?
Dingers. Motherfucking dingers. Let me add to it.
Dingers, yes. One of them was a no-doubter, all the home runs, all the parks, and then one of them was a Crawford box special. But it don't fucking matter because guess what?
They all count.
They all count. They all fucking count. So if if the lineup can get going, if the bottom of the lineup can get going like this is when the Houston Astros can win games. This is what happens. Like multiple hits, we string hits together, and it looks like the offense is going. So, like I said, 6-4. We score 3 runs in the bottom of the second. 2 more in the 1 more in the third, 1 more in the fourth, and then 1 more in the eighth. 12 hits. 12 hits, y'all. Love that. The left on base, though, not super awesome. Not super awesome. Left 6, runners in scoring position 2 for 8. That's going to be a recurring theme. So just remember this. Just note the numbers, okay?
Just you can't have it both ways, though. You either have to be okay with all the opportunities and just know that eventually the runs will come, or you're praying for homers. Like, baseball's hard. One of the hardest things to do on the planet is hit a baseball. So guys getting on base, having runners in scoring position is a good problem. Like, if we're gonna circle, runners in scoring position, and especially when games that they win, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people like really kind of like they can't leave all these guys on base. I'm like, last week we couldn't get anybody on base. Baby steps. Can we start with guys on base? Like, let me go a couple of weeks with a bunch of guys on base, and then I'll complain about them not scoring.
Okay. So, like I said, we're gonna give you all of the great news. We're gonna give you all of the high points of the Astros games first, and then we're gonna talk about some of the issues, just a few, just un poquito, okay? Just
sweep issues, baby. We got sweep issues. I don't have any issues, but we got sweep issues.
Listen. Like I said, we're gonna go over all of the high points, and there are many. Okay. That second game we win 3-2. The Isaac Paredes getting multiple hits. We love that. Cam Smith again getting some hits. Hit King Jake Myers did not get any hits in this game. That's okay though. That is okay because Christian Walker got some hits in this game. We need to get that guy going, obviously. However, I will take what's happening. I will take what's happening, and we're good. We are good. Let's see. So bottom of the 6th, Christian Walker hits a home run. Bottom of the 7th, and ties it up 2-2. Bottom of the 7th, Cam Smith singles, Isaac Paredes singles, drives in Victor Caratini. And, was this the game where Yuli made the line drive catch against Cam? Okay. I didn't know I couldn't remember if it was this game or if it was game 3.
Great at bat. Cam gets the 3-2, gets a heater away, goes with it, and Yuli just makes a great play. Like, can't be mad at Cam's approach. Cam's doing a really good job of taking the pitches. I mean, even his outs look really good. I know people are like, what are you talking about, Tom? Like, an at bat, if an at bat is going to go 6, 7, 8 pitches, that's advantage hitter, regardless of the outcome, because now you're getting that pitcher further and further and further into the game, in which now they got to get him out. And bullpens aren't like they used to be. You hope to get into the bullpen earlier. So the middle reliever guys, that's really the guys that they don't want you to get to. Ideally, a team, the Astros, any team, is trying to get 6 or 7, and then they've got elite setup and closers. Now, if you can get somebody in the 5th or the 6th that isn't part of that group, that's where you can really do some damage.
And when we talk about elite bullpens, San Diego is one of the teams. Coming into Houston, like I said, San Diego was the elite of the elite bullpens. I want to say overall they had a 1.6 1.8 ERA overall. I mean, essentially it was done. If San Diego had the lead by the 5th, it was over because they just have nasty arm after nasty arm after nasty arm coming in. And we got some runs. We got some runs on those nasty arms, y'all. And I cannot highlight that enough, that for all of our issues that we're having, the fact that we could put hits on this bullpen, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Especially like Yainer Diaz getting a hit off of, I want to say, was that Estrada that he got that hit off of? Or Morajón? Going back.
To speak to Yainer a little bit,
Estrada,
like,
yeah.
This is a guy that people started circling. What's wrong with Yainer? Like, I get it. Everybody expects these guys to just, from opening day till the last game of the season, be flawless. It's just not the way it goes. Some guys are slow starters. Bregman was a slow starter. You know, Yordan's looking like a bit of a slow starter. Yainer, I guess, for whatever reason, is falling into that a little bit this year. But I just feel like some of these guys, Christian Walker, Yainer Diaz, Yordan Alvarez, those are guys that are professional hitters that are going to get it figured out. And Yainer's starting to come out of that a little bit. You can see it. I think he's starting to go back up the middle a little bit more, where before everything, he was trying to pull everything. And once those guys get rolling, I think that's when the offense is going to start putting up crooked numbers, and they're going to win more games. The pitching, we can't say enough good things about the pitching. We're going to try, but we can't say enough good things about the pitching.
Oh, yeah. That second game, Hayden Wesneski goes 5 innings, gives up 2 earned runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks, 1 home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. I can't even fault you, Hayden Wesneski, for that, because Fernando is just fucking on fire and on a whole other planet. So I'm fine with that. I am totally okay with that. And again, the fact that it is our 4 and 5 guys, I will take this all day, every day from our 4 and 5 guys. Like, you go 5, 6 innings, give up 2 runs, 3 runs. I'm good. I'm fucking good. I don't expect like a low 3s ERA from our 4 and 5 guys. Okay. Now, mind you,
and she's an Asian Tiger mom. I don't even understand.
Hayden Wesneski has a 3.9, guys. Like, that's not even that's like above average. I will take that all day, every fucking day. So, I mean, I'm just saying right now, Dan Brown, hats off, because between Hayden and Isak and Cam, it's looking like a real good fucking trade. Don't you do that, sir. Don't. Nope. Mm-mm.
I can't even say that because the whole world knows who the fuck Kyle Tucker is now. They can't stop talking about him. MLB.com had a whole spiel about him. He's this great hitter. He hits lefties, hits righties. And I'm sitting there watching it going, yeah, you don't say. Astros fans haven't said that at all for the last, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. Nope.
Yeah, we haven't been trying to laud Kyle Tucker to the national media for, I don't know, for these. No. But
he's a Chicago Cub now, and they're like, Kyle Tucker is seriously one of the best players in Major League Baseball, and everybody needs to know his name. It's just like,
yeah. And I'm like, sir, we've been trying to tell you. We've been trying to tell you, but you didn't want to talk about Kyle Tucker when he was on the team with Yordan Alvarez and Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman. But as soon as he leaves, now Kyle Tucker can be his own star, apparently. But couldn't shine bright over here. Couldn't shine bright over here. That's neither here nor there. Fun story. On another podcast, someone called Kyle Tucker the Walmart Brent Rooker, or the Walmart Matt Olson. And I was all, the fuck? I couldn't even I couldn't even be mad because it was just so fucking ridiculous. Like, don't get me wrong, Brent Rooker is a hitter. Like, there's no two ways about it. But if we are gonna talk about a complete baseball player, like Brent Rooker and Kyle Tucker don't even belong in the same fucking sentence, y'all.
I think Brent Rooker would be like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, put some respect on Kyle Tucker's name. What is wrong with you? I think Brent would do that and be like, look, I'm very confident in my own abilities, but Kyle Tucker's a whole ass man, and that is a ball player. Do not disrespect him. Walmart.
Yeah. So I'm like, I can kind of see like the Walmart, like Matt Olson a little bit talking about, like complete player, not this season, but like his 52 homer season? Is that 52? His 50 plus homer season? When everyone's like, "Oh my god, Matt Olson, blah blah." Okay, yes. But I had to shake my head and laugh because it was so fucking ridiculous.
I'd have to pump my brakes on that because after that season, he fell off a cliff, right? He hasn't been the same guy since. So Tuck's been a consistent level, and everybody looks at last season and sees his numbers like, wow, those are good numbers. He missed like 3 months of the season. Like, those numbers would have been video game if he'd have played the whole season.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I was trying to tell people that before he got hurt with his quote unquote deep shin bruise, he was putting up these numbers. These numbers and then had a quote unquote deep shin bruise,
AKA broken leg,
and then came back and then just didn't look like he missed any time. Like, came back and did the things again. So I don't understand why people are so surprised that Kyle Tucker is so good, but it's whatever. So anyways, that, like I said, that second game, we win 3-2. Super awesome. The Sunday game, we lose 3-2.
And Suzy was not happy.
I wasn't.
Tell them why you weren't happy.
It was a meatball. Guys. It was a meatball.
Tell them why you weren't happy before the game.
Why wasn't I happy before the game?
Because of the lineup.
Well, now I have to look at the lineup.
I'm pretty sure Yordan sat and you were upset with Yordan sitting because they were going for the sweep. And they had an off day the next day.
No, Yordan was in there.
It was something else. Maybe it was somebody else sitting. Anyway, continue.
I don't know. Yiner sat.
You know what? I was unhappy that Yiner sat because Yiner had a great game the game before. I think he went 2 for 4. And then it was like the very next day, let's get Victor some run. And I'm like, gosh, you got to build on that. So maybe it was me, not Suzy this time. Suzy's always upset about something, but I thought she was upset before the game.
This is true. But Christian Walker, this game, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, and you're like, golly, Seawalk, like, we gotta get going here, sir. We gotta get going. And he knows this. Everybody knows this, right? But like I said, Hit King Jake Myers down there in the 7th spot, doing it with 2 hits, man. Cam Smith, a hit. Dubón gets a hit. Peña gets a hit. Hats off to you, Jeremy Peña, with a 13-game hitting streak now.
Well, at that point, yeah. It's 14
at this game. After tonight's game. Is it
14? After tonight's game, 14. Yeah.
Okay.
Tied with Bobby Witt Jr. for the longest streak in the American League.
Not 2 names typically that you put together.
Before that, his longest hit streak of his career was 10 games. So Jeremy Peña coming into the season, people talking about him being a leader, taking that next step. He's got the side bet with the first base coach, 50 stolen bases. he's backing it up a little bit.
Also, I forgot that this was the scary game. This was the scary game because Luis Arraez and Mauricio Dubón just trucked each other. Like Luis Arraez just trucked freaking Mauricio Dubón at first base in like the first inning, like the second batter. Fernando Tatis Jr. tripled, and then Framber was a tiny bit wild. Was a tiny bit wild this game, but the second batter, Luis Arraez, goes for a swinging drag bunt type of deal, and it was a bang bang play. Mauricio Dubón gets over there, and kind of Luis Arraez just kind of collides with Dubon's kind of elbow, like upper arm area. Shoulder. Yeah,
so Doobie was kind of turned sideways, and first off, I want to say I apologize, Doobie. I was not familiar with your game because Doobie takes this hit. Like Arraez is running through this man like I am getting to first base, and Arraez bounces off a Doobie. Arraez's chin hits Doobie's shoulder. His whole neck like locks back up, and he falls over and just he's out of there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like the back of his head like hit the ground too.
A little bit. But I think this more than anything was really, and for the audio only people, I've got like my hand, jammed into my chin, which like threw his whole head backwards, and I think that hurt Framber too, which kind of limited his effect. There was a long, like I want to say like 10-minute wait to get.
I want to say it was like longer than that. It was like 15. I mean, he had to be stretchered out of there, guys. Like he had to be carted off. There was no movement for a good like little bit. I'm like, did something happen? Like it looked bad, but I didn't realize that I wasn't aware that it was as serious as it was, because like I said, he was not moving. Like you did not see feet moving, you didn't see his arms moving. I mean, it got real serious, and I was like, oh my God, like, okay.
And shout out to the medical staff that did a great job getting in there. Shout out to the National Museum for showing the medical staff love, because they were like, look, they jumped right on top of this. Dude was on the walkie-talkie, had the cart come in immediately. Like it would have been so much worse in maybe a different ballpark, and they were on it really quick. And I think that really helped Arraez. They got him to Methodist, they got him looked at, and they got him out.
Yep. So he is in concussion protocol for 7 days.
On my bench on my fantasy team.
Yep, me too. On one of my teams. But he was back in the clubhouse, in the Padres clubhouse, like after the game. So, it was everything's good. I don't understand the people that was saying that Doobie did it on purpose. No, he didn't. No, he fucking didn't. Just I don't understand why you would even. If you watched the play, like you could just see with your own eyeballs that there was nothing malicious to it. Everyone's like, "Oh, he raised his arm." No, he didn't. No, the fuck he didn't. Just stop it, guys. So
I get it. Like the Astros hurt you, but come on, like get over yourselves. Like this whole play, it wasn't malicious in any way. Just kind of happens.
Yeah, it was rough, and like so the layoff I think hurt Framber. I was really hoping that it wouldn't just make him melt down. We all know that, Framber in the emotions has been a roller coaster per se. So they're only able to score 1 in the inning. And then the top of the third, Fernando Tatis triples. Gavin Sheets comes in, singles immediately, and they score another run. So now it's 2-0. Bottom
Real quick,
third.
To add on to that first inning, on top of that, which I think it just totally made that whole first inning so much harder and longer. Manny Machado comes up after the fact. I know, right? Manny Machado comes up after that, and he fouls the ball off his shin, a la Kyle Tucker. And there was another like 5 minutes where I was like, this really can't be happening. Like this was a half of an inning or whatever that Framber had to be out there. And in true Astros fashion, they went in order in the bottom half of that inning. Framber was back out there like 10 minutes later, and it's like the guy couldn't catch a break. So
yeah. So the bottom of the third inning, like I said, hit King Jake Myers, singles. 2 batters later, Jose Altuve singles, pass ball by Intangibles King himself, Martin Maldonado. Jose goes to second, unfortunately, but then Isak strikes out. And then in the bottom of the fifth, again, hit King, Jake Myers gets the party started with a double, Cam with a single, Doobie with a single, and now we're on the board. A couple of batters later, Isak walks, and then Yordan with a sac fly. Yordan and sac flies. Can we name a better combo? Because that's what we're getting out of Yordan right now. He's not all the way locked in. We all know that he's not all the way locked in. And I will take a sac fly. I will take a run versus no runs. But I'm not going to be happy about it.
We all know that Suzy will tell you how she feels about no runs. Look, I really think Yordan's trying to do the right thing. I think he's trying to hit for average and not just out here slugging. And with that, he's going to just miss, on that uppercut swing where it's probably going to be more a line drive-ish. And for me, I'm okay with it. I think we are literal games. I don't even want to say days, or weeks or whatever, games away from that Yordan dude that's going to go on a, I don't know, week or 2 week stretch where you just can't get him out.
I was kind of hoping that it was going to be the Chris Bassett game. I honestly, I really thought that with as good numbers as he had against Chris Bassett, that was going to be the game that unlocked him. We'll see. Anyways, the top of the seventh, like I said, we're tied, and then Taylor Scott comes in to replace Framber, and I wasn't thrilled with it. Congrats to Taylor Scott, by the way. American citizen Taylor Scott. Took 7 years. Passed his test.
You should have went to Walmart though, not Target. I totally agree with who was that? The dude from Crush City, the Spider-Man. I'm terrible with names.
Oh, Josh Reddick.
Yeah, Josh Reddick said you wanted to do something American, you should have went to Walmart, not Target.
I mean, he's not wrong. Taylor Scott comes in the top of the seventh, gets Tyler Wade to fly out, Martin Maldonado to fly out in one pitch, and then in one pitch, meatball to Fernando Tatis Jr. gives up a solo run. And I'm all, brother. And I mean, Tatis fucking crushed this. Again, I can't be too mad because it is Fernando Tatis Jr., but why the fuck are we serving him an 84-mile-an-hour slider over the heart of the plate? We can't be doing that. That's not your best. That's not your best challenging Fernando Tatis's best, Tyler Scott. I don't know who told you to do that, but that's not what you should have done.
I was really just hoping that, they wouldn't have pitched to him because he was getting hit hard. The first two at bats, they were just right at guys. And I was like, maybe don't pitch to him, maybe get somebody warming, but well, I guess you're trying to save arms. He was ready.
That's just it. Steven Okert was ready. Okert was ready. So then after you give up the solo bomb to Tatis, then you bring in Okert to face Gavin Sheets.
By then the damage was done.
It was a chance to sweep because I could see it. It was that commercial with the old guy and the fishing line. It's almost
so close.
That's what I felt like it was. And like I said, we'd already won. We'd already won the series. Now I was just being greedy, right? It's that meme that's screaming the more. That was me. That's what I wanted. So, but Logan Van Wy comes in as well and gets a couple of outs. And then Robert Suarez comes in. This was the game that Cam lined out to Yuli in the bottom of the
3-2. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the game. So Jake Myers battled. I mean, I think that was a 7 pitch at bat with, of course, Wyatt Langford freaking homered because he's on my bench. Jake Myers with a 7 pitch at bat strikes out, and Cam Smith with a 6 pitch at bat that freaking battled. I mean, he laid off some pitches, fouled off a close one, and then Yuli just laid out to rob him of this. It was nice. It was nice. I was sad though.
We all are like, oh, I remember that. Yeah, he's got that.
Yeah. So, we lose that game. That's okay. Like I said, we'd already won the series. So we go into the Blue Jays series starting Monday with our ace, Hunter motherfucking Diesel Brown. Like, I cannot lavish enough praise on this man. Cannot do it. If you, for some reason, are thinking that Hunter Brown is not elite, I need y'all to know that he is as elite as Tarek Skubal and fucking Paul Skeens. Like, he is up there, guys. He's up there. And again, all I'm saying is that at least offer the man something. Just do it. Just do it, Jim Crane. Just do it, because Hunter Brown on Monday night goes 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 9 Ks, 9, and lowers his ERA to a 1.16. Yeah, you did not. I did not stutter on that. I know I do sometimes, but I did not stutter on that, guys. You heard me correctly. 1.16 ERA.
So you're saying, and this is really tricky, right? You're saying that you would buy out every one of his ARBers right now because this season he's pre-ARB. Next season will be ARB 1.
Yeah.
He can't be a free agent for 4 more years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what he makes right now?
$765,000, whatever the fucking minimum is.
He makes a little bit more than that, barely. $807,000.
Okay.
That is a cheap elite starter.
Listen, all I'm saying is that we should offer him some money. That's all I would like to say.
What would you offer him? What would the contract be? Just hypothetically. What do you think makes sense? Fair? Just hypothetically.
I have no idea, honestly.
Come on, it's money. You can spend it.
I have no idea.
So
honestly, like, I don't know. I just want Jim Crane to offer the man some money.
He's 26. He'll be 27 next year. So if you offered him a 6-year, $200 million, well, maybe $150 million deal, because you got to think like arbitration, he wouldn't get like max money. Would you do it? I mean, is that too much? Is there a number that's too much for Hunter Brown right now?
I don't think, like, the fan in me
that's
says,
$25 million
no.
a year. $25 million a year.
The fan in me says no. The business person in me says absolutely the fuck not. But here's the thing, like, I would need some sort of something that says in the contract if for some reason he gets hurt, we add an extra year onto the back end of this, or there's like an
Collective bargaining
opt out or
agreement
something.
won't do it.
I'm pretty sure there is contracts right now that have that in there. Yes, there
Where?
is.
Who? They have them for they have it as a bonus. If you reach a certain escalator, then you get another year tacked on. There's nothing to protect a player from injury. That's why they push so hard for these contracts. That's the security that they're buying.
I want to say like Lucas Giolito had something like that. So like someone had this written into their contract that like if for some reason he got hurt, then there would be an extra year like tacked on to the end of the contract or something like that, or the team can opt out, or the player option goes away or something like that. Like
opt-outs, absolutely. An added year, I can't see it. If the team or the player has an option based on injury, probably the team, I would think, just because like they're protecting themselves, right? Like nobody wants a Lance McCullers deal. Nobody wants the deal that Justin Verlander got when he played 6 games and then had TJ and was lost. They signed him for 2 years and they lost him for a whole year.
Yeah. Okay, so if you know what I'm talking about, or if I'm an idiot, I mean, I know I'm an idiot, but if I'm an idiot on this particular subject, please put it in the comments and let me know. Or if anybody knows which pitcher I'm referring to, please put it in the comments, because I need to do some research on this, but the ADHD is probably going to get the better of me and I will probably forget. So if anybody knows, like I said, put it in the comments and let me know if I'm talking out of my ass or if this is an actual real thing. So back to Hunter Brown shoving on Monday night. Like I said, he goes 7 shutty, only giving up 2 hits. And guys, I realize it's the Blue Jays, but there's some big boppers in this lineup. I want to say the Blue Jays are one of the teams that hardly strike out. I think I'm going to look this up because I want to get the stat right, guys, because that's the journalistic integrity I have. No, I don't. Let's see. And I want to say this with as much respect as I can put on the man's name. But when the fuck did George Springer get good again? Was he just hurt all of last season?
When he got healthy? Yeah. I think George has been battling injuries a lot the last couple seasons.
Because he had been in decline for like the last 2 seasons.
Injuries.
And I say that with all of the love and respect I have for you, George Springer. But for reals, George Springer, I did not have on my bingo card that George Springer was going to have the highest OPS on that team. I thought it was going to be Vladdy. For some reason, I thought Bo Bichette was going to come back. But they have some people on the team. They have some guys on the team that put bat on ball. So but again, I was not expecting George Springer to be the one.
He's had hand issues, back issues, wrist issues. Like, dude's been beat up.
The Toronto Blue Jays are tied with the Arizona Diamondbacks. 1, 2, 3. They are the 27th team in strikeouts, meaning they do not strike out at all, guys. Like, it's them, the Athletics, and the fucking San Diego Padres with 160 strikeouts. Athletics, 163. Toronto Blue Jays and the Arizona Diamondbacks, 172. So with the least amount of strikeouts, this is what Hunter Brown did. What were you going to say, Tom?
Which, when we get to today's game, it'll highlight how insane right now Ryan Gusto is.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, like I said, both of our pitchers, I say both because guess what, guys? We only used 2 pitchers in that game. Hunter Brown went 7, and then Forrest Whitley went 2.
Who?
I'm not getting excited. I'm not doing it. However, he did do very well. Whitley did do very well. Came in, got 2 Ks. His ERA is a minuscule 0. And I mean, he looks good. Like, he came in throwing strikes, filling up the zone, just going right after him, and it was awesome. But we're going to call the Monday night game the Hunter Brown game, and also who broke
Forrest
out in
Whitley?
this game, Tom?
Oh, the Monday night game?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Christian Walker?
No. Nope. Do you know why it's not Christian Walker?
Because he's the Tuesday night game?
Because Christian Walker took a breather. Christian Walker took a breather that night. Joe Espada said, "Christian, C-Walk, you're just gonna have a day off. Just one. Get out of your head just a little bit."
This was the Big Z game.
This was the Big Z game. Big Zach Dezenzo. If you guys remember correctly, the end of spring training, he also was battling for a position, also was putting up great numbers. If it wasn't for Cam Smith, Zach Dezenzo would be on this roster. And Dana said, "Okay, Zach Dezenzo, you're going to come up with the big club." And Joe said, "Hey, we're not going to bring up Cam and Zach unless they get every day at reps." Cam Smith, every day at reps. Zach Dezenzo, not so much. It was the first game he had started in 9 days. And just came in, hit 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, a badass slide. You guys need to go back and watch the slide. It was art. I mean, fucking frame it, put it in the Louvre, set it next to the Mona Lisa, because it was beautiful.
So for the audio only people, I'll try to describe it. So base hit, rounded third, coming to the plate. Some guys toe first slide, some guys head first slide. This is a kind of like one of those where he felt like he needed to go around the catcher. So you see him kind of like make a wide angle, kick first slide, but then like swims the catcher with his left hand so that he can tag the base and avoid the tag and score the run.
It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. If I was a good host, I would go back and find it on Twitter and share the screen and do it, but I'm not a good host. So you guys are just going to have to use your imagination and
she is a good host. If you want it, you know where to find it. Go look it up.
This is true. But it was beautiful, guys. Zach Dezenzo did amazing. Stole a base. And that is important that I'm telling you that he stole a base, because apparently he jammed his thumb. He jammed his thumb in stealing one of those bases because, like I said, he had a game, guys. He had a game. And he was going to be in the lineup the next night. But unfortunately, with his jammed thumb, could not. So, like I said, this Hunter Brown game, we shut them out. We got 10 hits. They got 2. Jose Altuve went 2 for 3. Yordan 1 for 3. Paredes 1 for 3. Everybody in the lineup basically got a hit except for our hit king, Jake Meyers. Jake Meyers got moved all the way up to 6th. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Excuse me, 5th.
Yeah.
Moved all the way up to 5th. And I think it kind of got into his head. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think it kind of fucked with him.
He flew too close to the sun.
He did. He did. Moved in front of Yiner and 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. I mean, it was the Jake Myers that I was accustomed to seeing, but just further down in the lineup. So, all I'm saying is that maybe if Jake Myers is going to be put in the lineup, he goes down just 8-9 hole hitter. That's fine. He's comfortable there. Turns the lineup over. We got some speed on the base paths. That's all I'm saying. Anyhow, Brendan Rodgers also, like, not to be overshadowed by Hunter Brown, Zach Dezenzo. Brendan Rodgers also multi-hit game, guys. So the bottom of the lineup doing it. We love this. We fucking love it. But we leave 6 on base. I'm whispering that. I'm just whispering it. Because like I said, I just want you to be aware.
She wants everyone to score. No one is allowed to be left on base. Everyone must score.
Hey, how many times did we load the bases? How many times did we load the bases and get nothing?
Suzy, we loaded the bases. Small victories. Jeez. 2 weeks ago, they couldn't put 2 guys on base at the same time. Now they're loading bases. People are like, what the fuck, Astros? How dare you load the bases and leave them out there?
Oh, listen, you're right. That is what I'm fucking saying, because I expect when that happens, that we get some sort of something. That's all I'm asking. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now, I say this: we watch the Astros on a nightly basis, right? For those that don't watch any other baseball teams, that you only watch the Astros are not the only team doing this. However, it just seems like the Astros are put in this position a lot of the times and not scoring a lot of the runs. I just need you to know, though, we're league average. We're league average with men left on base. Because
and Suzy knows this because she watches all the other fucking teams. And you would think that would give her calm and rationale. And go, you know what? I know they're not the only ones doing this. Fuck no. Suzy will still be over there going, how the hell did we not score those runs? What the fuck, Astros? That's what Suzy will say. And I'll be like, come on, really? Knowing that I watch the other teams too.
All I'm saying is that I've watched a lot of Grand Slams for other teams, okay? That's all I'm saying, is that there have been multiple Grand Slams I've watched with my eyeballs.
Well, you got one.
I'm not going to be greedy, though. I'm not going to be greedy, though. We already got one this season. I'm just saying that when we load the bases with no outs, that something comes across the fucking bases. Home. Just, like, I'm not even being fucking greedy. I'm not even fucking asking for another Grand Slam. I will take one. Because that's what Yordan is giving me right now. Sack flies. I'll take it. I'm not going to be happy about it, but I'll take it. Okay? Chicago Cubs, FYI, are the team that leaves the most men on base with 193.
You'd never know that the way the national media talks about them. The darlings of Major League Baseball.
But do you know why? Because they've scored the most runs. 156 runs this season.
Well, if I got to beat up on bad pitching... No, I'm just kidding. They're not beating up on bad pitching. They're playing some really good baseball. They really are.
They really are.
Really good deep lineup. They've got guys that you probably don't know very well hitting a lot of home runs. I'm talking to you, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Michael Busch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian Happ. Get to know these names, guys. Get to know these names.
Should kind of be, maybe not household, but you should know who he is. He's been around the block a time or two.
Yeah. But Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA, Michael Busch. Michael Busch that couldn't even fucking crack the Dodgers lineup.
Just doing things now.
Doing all the things. doing all of the things. All right. So again, guys, just need you to know that we are average. We are average when it comes to leaving men on base. Boston Red Sox leave a whole lot of men on base. They've left 191 runners, or they've left 191 men left on base. They have only scored. Where are you, Boston Red Sox? 116.
And for me, I'm like a glass half full guy, because when you look at some of the guys that are struggling, those are the guys that are leaving these guys on base. If you'd have told me at the beginning of the season we were going to put a ton of men on base for Christian Walker, Yordan Alvarez, and Yainer Diaz, I'd have been, fuck yeah, let's go. I want that. Right now we're getting it, and they're not producing the runs that we hope they would. But I really feel like that's okay. Like, they will come to at some point.
It's getting a little bit more locked in. So, said Christian Walker sat the Hunter Brown game, that the first night of the series, and then he saw Zach Dezenzo go off and was like, fuck, my job is in trouble. He didn't actually say that. At no point in time is Christian Walker worried about Zach Dezenzo taking over first base, guys. But I think maybe he did. He got out of his head, just got to relax, just take in the fucking game, eat some fucking sunflower seeds, chill, and maybe just take a breath. And it seems to have worked, because the next night went 3 for 3. I want to say with
he did with a bomb.
With the bomb, yep, yeah. 3 for 3 with a bomb. Gets that batting average up to 188. But if you want to know why, the runs have been not aplenty, it's unfortunately because Yordan and Christian have been coming up in these big spots and not doing the things to which we are accustomed to. So, again, think the tide is turning. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But that Tuesday night game, Jeremy Peña goes 3 for 4. Christian Walker goes 3 for 3. Yainer with another hit. And then again, Jake Myers. What you doing, Jake Myers? Your hit king title is it is in jeopardy, sir.
From hit
because
king to just hitterish.
You went 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. What are we doing? Can't be doing that shit. Brendan Rodgers also looks good. Cam Smith working a walk. So, the Ronel Blanco getting in there, going 6.2 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 earned run on a solo bomb, by the way. Take that, 2 walks, 3 Ks. We follow that up with the Bryans, King and then Abreu, and then on to Hader. And I love Brian King coming in and throwing a pitch and being like, cool, I'm done. My job.
We good? All right.
We good.
I'm out.
Like, right. 1 pitch, 1 out. Sweet. Love it. So, 3 runs in the first inning. Who are we? It's been so long since I've seen this team score runs in the first inning. But then they're like, cool, we got 3 runs. All right.
We
like,
good?
I
We
need
good?
more
Y'all good? Yeah.
Need more
She's
runs,
like,
guys.
No. Y'all got any more of those runs? Y'all got any more of those runs?
Yeah, I need more runs. Like I said, this was the Chris Bassett game. Chris Bassett and Yordan Alvarez are like symbiotically linked because Yordan has Chris Bassett's number. I need you to know this season's Chris Bassett is not last season's Chris Bassett. This season's Chris Bassett, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Apparently, he is now set up on the third base side of the rubber, and that gives him more crossbody action, I think, is what I read. And apparently that is adding some more deception to his 8 different pitches that he can fucking throw. And this man has, before this game, had a .77 ERA. Again, I didn't stutter. You heard me correctly. Below 1. .77 ERA. And I was really hoping that Yordan was just going to hone in and just tee off. He didn't tee off. He had a hit, but I was really hoping for a bomb. Because I want to say his slug numbers, guys, his slug numbers against Chris Bassett is a 1.25 or something stupid against Chris Bassett. So, but we knocked Chris Bassett out of the game decently early. 5.1, gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, and we raised his ERA to a 1.88.
Doubled it.
So
more than doubled it.
So it was beauty. It was beauty. Was this the game that Isak hit a solo bomb, I think? I want to say in like the 5th or 6th or something. Yeah. Excuse me, the 7th. The 7th. Yainer doubles in the 6th, which scores Christian Walker. And Isak says, I will give you another insurance run. Here's one. Bottom of the 7th, 5-1. Which brings us to today's game. Ryan Gusto. With his ERA, what did I say? Down to a 2.78, guys. For your 4th starter, guy that's not supposed to be even up here because Spencer Arrighetti got hurt.
Who was also very good.
It's goes 5.2 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. I mean, guys, like Christian Walker, like I said, I think is locked back in. Went 2 for 4 with the bomb. Yainer Diaz, multiple hit game, 2 for 4. Zach Dezenzo back in there. Goes 3 for 4. I'm sorry, what?
Big Z
Zach
tore the
Dezenzo.
cover off the ball all spring training long. He forced the Astros to carry him. There were no plans to carry Zach Dezenzo. And like Suzy said earlier, if not for Cam Smith, Zach Dezenzo would be the name on everybody's, mind as the young up-and-coming prospect with the Astros. Got a cup of coffee last season, and now, all he does is hit. Big credit to him because he waited his turn. He could have got down. He could have, not got prepped or whatever and been like, well, I got to wait for my opportunity. And now he's like forcing them to think about things differently because they have to get him more at bats because all he does is hit.
Yep. And how are they thinking about trying to get him in the lineup, Tom?
I love it. Suzy may not love it because it might spell the end of one of her favorite players. But I love it.
This lineup can only have one black hole at a time.
So this came out today, fresh off the press. I hadn't heard of it anywhere before today, that the Astros are considering toying with the option to play Cam Smith at center field. He looks so much better than when the season started as a right fielder that they're considering seeing what he might look like in center field to possibly have Zach Dezenzo play some right field. That would open up some time for him. TK and Blummer said it would not spell the end of Jake Meyers. But it is interesting because much like Suzy said, where the Astros can't get away with this because all they do is create pitchers, they also just create infielders. So much so that they throw them in the fucking outfield because they got nowhere to put them. So there is a potential for an outfield full of infielders because Zach Dezenzo is primarily an infielder by trade. I think he was a first baseman. I know he plays first base, but I think that's how he started. So they could go first baseman in right field, third baseman in center, second baseman I'm sorry, I got to flip-flop. Second baseman in left field, third baseman in center, and a first baseman in right field for an all infield outfield. And it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, and what bothers me about the things that I'm seeing on Twitter is the fact that people are just so flabbergasted by this. They're like, why would we do that? Why would we move Jake Meyers out of center field? First off, I understand that you think Jake Meyers has some sort of magical bat right now, but I need to tell you this, and I'm going to put it as gently as I can. He has a career OPS plus of an 85. An 85. These were the same motherfuckers crying about Martin Maldonado's bat in the lineup. Not as bad as Martin, I'm aware, but that we're getting there. Okay? Like I said, we can only have one black hole at a time on this lineup. And if moving Jake Meyers out of the lineup so that we can get the bats that can hit in the lineup, I'll do it every day, all day. All day, every day. Bring me Zach Dezenzo.
I think the people that are politicking for Jake Meyers are the same people that were politicking for Martin Maldonado. Intangibles and defense, and I don't care if he hits ever. I love him, and I want to have his babies. They didn't say that, but you know what I mean? Like there's just this blind faith for this dude, which, well, yes, his defense is very good. You know, like some teams prioritize having extreme defenders at every position, and you can do that. Go get Gold Glovers wherever you can, sure. But in a league where you have to be able to score runs, where pitching just gets better and better and better, you really can't afford to have too many guys that can't hit. And if you're lucky enough, if you're fortunate enough to get this lineup full of just boppers, I'm talking to you, friggin' LA Dodgers, then you don't care what their defense is. You just care that they can hit. And that's, I think, if the Astros want to play with that, because that makes that lineup just absolutely terrifying. I mean, 1 through 9, who are you pitching around? If those guys are hitting, Brendan Rodgers, Mauricio Dubon, whoever plays second base, probably. But that's it. Everybody else can go get you. Jeremy Peña is a totally different dude. He's working at bats. He's laying off of pitches. He's starting to get into 8, 9, 10 pitch at bats where he's working walks and hits. He's stealing bases. Christian Walker, Yordan Alvarez, those guys, they speak for themselves. Yainer Diaz, he gets right. Where's the hole?
I need you guys to know that Jake Meyers and Jeremy Peña have a +3 fielding run value on Baseball Savant. Okay. Cam Smith has a 1. Isaac Paredes has a 1. Jose Altuve is 0. I will fucking take it because that means he's not a negative. He is not a negative defensive run save. Like, I will take it. I will take it. All right. And Cam Smith is athletic enough that I'm pretty sure he could probably cover the ground that Jake Meyers can. Now, are the routes going to look a little clunky at first? Probs. All right. But you know what? Like, again, I'm going to fucking take it because I have faith in Cam Smith's at-bats more than I have faith that Jake Meyers is going to run shit down. And can we talk about the arm?
The best arm.
Both Cam Smith and Zach Dezenzo have got fucking arms. So we've now gone from an outfield of arms that can't throw, that like everybody's gonna fucking run on, to, oh shit, if Cam Smith is in center field and Zach Dezenzo is in right, we ain't gonna fucking run on shit. Like, I need you guys to remember this. I need you to remember this, okay? All the people that are clamoring for Jake Myers, odds are you're not going to be listening to this podcast if you are clamoring for Jake Myers. But if for some reason you are, I need you to just put that in the back of your brain.
I want to say it was the Padres series. I can't remember the exact at bat, but it blew my mind because guy on second, ball gets hit to Cam, and they don't challenge him. They put up the stop sign. And Cam throws through and throws to the plate. And it was one hop Yainer Diaz right there. And it was very telling of what other teams think of Cam Smith's arm. They're not willing to try him. So like Suzy said, Big Z also super talented arm. So if you put both of those guys out there, yeah, you lose maybe a route here or there. Both of them are really athletic. What Cam has made up, what he loses in like recognition, sometimes he gets a late start, sometimes the ball kind of carries on him a little bit, so he's got to jump. Very athletic dude, makes all the plays. Very sure with the glove, you don't see him bobble too much or anything like that. So I totally believe there's a scenario where he wants to be good no matter where they put him, and he'll learn to play center field.
Guys, I need you guys to know. So we all hear about Gold Glove, right? Even the randos know about what a Gold Glove is, right? The Gold Glove is a defense award. However, it is not really based on stats. I need you to think about this, okay? The Gold Glove is kind of given out by votes.
Popularity,
right? There is another award given out called the Fielding Bible Awards. And these, guys, these awards are given out that are stat-based. Stat-based. I need you to hear me on this, okay? So, do you want to know how many defensive runs saved Cam Smith is?
Let's hear it.
4.
As a rookie.
And it is... Guys, he's like 9th on this list that I'm looking at. It goes Carlos Narvaez, Corey Seager, Harrison Bader with 6. Taylor Walls, Tommy Pham, Wilyer Abreu with 5. Andres Jimenez, Anthony Volpe, Cam Smith, Cedon Rafaela, Danny Jansen, Hayden Sanger, Isaac Paredes, Pete Crow Armstrong, Ramon Laureano, all with 4. That is some elite company up there, guys. And side note, Jake Myers, 3. So both Isaac and Cam are ranked higher on the defensive for the Fielding Bible Awards. Defensive runs saved.
You know who you didn't name? And this isn't a knock. This is more like high praise of Cam. Kyle Tucker.
Let's see where Kyle Tucker ranks.
And Isaac, when you said Isaac, man, that dude is ridiculously good at defending, and nobody talks about it. His glove is very, very good. He's very, very short-handed. He's accurate. You never really see Christian Walker have to struggle to get anything he throws across the diamond. He's a really good third baseman.
Also, Jeremy Peña with 3. Guys, Jeremy Peña, Isaac Paredes, Cam Smith. I don't want to give you flowers, Jake Myers, but I am going to have to. All on here. Kyle Tucker, not in the top 30. Let's see where Kyle Tucker is. Not in the top 60.
No love for Kyle Tucker on defense, huh?
Apparently not. Tim Anderson has more? Unless I've missed him, which is entirely possible. Well, now I just have to type it in and see where the fuck he is. Find Kyle Tucker.
And this isn't a dig on Kyle Tucker. This is just saying, uh-oh.
-3.
Wow. Nobody's talking about that.
-3, y'all.
Wrigley's a tough place.
Wow. Outfield arm, Cam Smith, ranked 12th.
Respectable.
Ranked 12th. Wilyer Abreu, Harrison Bader, Pete Crow Armstrong, Ramon Laureano, Lars Newbar, Tyler O'Neill, Tyrone Taylor, Nick Martini, Stephen Kwan, James Wood, Tommy Pham, Cam Smith. Ceddanne Rafaela. I need you to know that the Boston Red Sox handed Ceddanne Rafaela an extension last season to play center field for them. So just putting it out there. Putting out the numbers. Just saying. Let's just go all outfield. Let's see where he ranks in all of the outfields.
What this really means for Astros fans is like, this is a really good defense, really good pitching, and they're doing it right now without run support. The moment they start getting some run support to go with all of these metrics that we're talking about, it's just going to be really easy for them to win baseball games. I saw people talking about trading Framber because everyone else is pitching good. Just stop it. That's stupid. Pitching is the one golden resource you can never have enough of. Say what you want about Framber Valdez. He's still going to go pitch and give you 5, 6, 7 innings. You're going to get bad. You're going to get good. But over the course of a season, you're going to get somebody that's probably going to win you double-digit games and probably going to save your bullpen in the process because the dude can get so deep into some baseball games. You just got it. And he's a lefty too, which lefties are only 10% of the planet as a fellow lefty. So you just have to consider that and go, yeah, I get it. He might be a free agent. They may let him walk at the end of the season. But if you're trying to make a run at the end goal, you need a guy like Framber in your rotation.
Chas McCormick is 51st on this list.
Good for Chas, man. He gets no love. The fact that they talked about today how he has the fewest at-bats among all Astros is criminal. I really don't think that's fair to Chas. You can't ask him to do more than what he's doing right now. When I talked about, playing Big Z and Cam together might spell the end for one of Suzy's favorite Astros, Chas is the guy I thought of. I just don't know what you're going to do with him if he's going to be behind all the other guys. Now you're talking about having like 6 outfielders. I don't know.
He still has options left.
Yeah,
like,
but
unfortunately.
But is that fair to Chas? To me, and it pains me to say this, but if they won't trade Jake, they should trade Chas for no other reason than to give him an opportunity to play.
But Chas has no trade value right now. Like, you might as well send him down and let him tear the cover off the fucking ball in AAA and get his numbers back up and then trade him. Like, I don't want Chas traded either. I love Chas McCormick. Like, those things on Twitter that are like, just a girl that loves an average baseball player that nobody knows. Like, Chas McCormick is my guy.
My average baseball player.
That is the guy. He's not a superstar. He's never gonna be a superstar. But for some fucking reason, I'm a Chas stan, and I will forever defend Chas McCormick. Again, don't want to see him on another team. I would love to see him on this team. I would love to see him in center field. But again, I want to do what's the best for the Astros, what will get the most runs. And unfortunately, that is not Chas McCormick in center field. So, Mauricio Dubón also on this list, ranked lower than Chas, though. Chas is ranked 51st. Mauricio Dubón ranked 59th.
I wonder if that's Doobie like all over the diamond, or if that's Doobie just
I
in the outfield.
just did outfield. So it's just Doobie in the outfield. Zach Dezenzo ranked 66th.
That's only going to get better. Big Z's a good defender. He looks very, very good in right field. Like, I know he had to go in the summer to Puerto Rico to get outfield run. He's learning on the fly, much like Cam Smith. I think he's had a couple more chances to really do it than Cam. But, like, I really think that you're going to see Big Z, like, thrive in right field if he gets the opportunity.
So, again, we sweep the Blue Jays. Like we told you, the Blue Jays are the third hardest team to strike out, and the fact that Ryan Gusto sat there and did what he did against the Blue Jays, just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Love it. Love all of it. Give me all of it. Jake Myers is one behind Fernando Tatis Jr. And Miles Straw is one behind Jake Myers.
Good defender. Won't take anything away from. I won't question his ability to play defense. Much like Miles Straw, who got run with Toronto today. You know, good defender. Just not a hitter.
Nope. Not a hitter at all. So, we have an off day tomorrow. Tomorrow being Thursday, the 24th. Off day. They are going to Kauffman Field, to Kansas City. Unfortunately, the game that Kansas City was supposed to play against it's not the Twins, because the Twins were playing the White Sox. Whoever they were supposed to play today got rained out, so they have to play tomorrow. The Rockies. That's who they have to play. They have to play the Rockies tomorrow.
Advantage Astros. No days off for the Royals.
So I want to say they are having a double header then tomorrow. And then Friday, we will go and we will face Hayden Wesneski, Framber, and then Hunter. And it will be interesting to see Hunter Brown slay the dragon. He went. Is this the first time he's been back?
I think so.
Since
because I think he faced him again, but in Houston.
In Houston, okay.
I imagine he's going to put up a monster number that day. If you don't think he's got that circled on his calendar, the way he's competitive as he is, you just haven't been watching Hunter Brown.
Yeah. So, if you guys remember last year, I was going to say right around this time, but I want to say it was earlier in April, was when he got lit up, and I think they scored like 9 runs in like the first inning. And that basically set Hunter's ERA just back. You know, that's why we say since May of last year. That's why we say that, because that April game just fucked everything up. But shout out to Hunter Brown, 24 scoreless innings. I'm sorry, what? 24 scoreless innings. It's fucking amazing. That is up there. Put respect on Hunter Brown's name. I need all of you to know this. Now, I need you also to know that the Royals pitching staff, the Royal starters are pretty good, guys. Chris Bubich, I cannot say his name without giggling to myself. Chris Bubich, also very good. Cole Ragans, also very good. I don't know who we will be facing, though. I don't know where we're going to line up. Let's see. It was supposed to go today. Who went yesterday? Let's see. Yesterday was Lynch. Nope. Yesterday was Bubich. Haha. So we may be facing Cole Ragans.
It's okay. I think they're in a really good spot to do that. Like right now, they're hitting probably better than they've been in the last 2-3 weeks. If you're going to face a good pitcher, you want to do it when you're hot, when you're seeing the ball well.
So it will be interesting, though, to see what kind of outfield alignment Espada does, because Kaufman is big. The outfield is large. So we will see if what kind of moves Espada makes if we do in fact see Cam Smith in center and Zach in right and Jose Altuve in left. Like,
I think this is a good opportunity to do like get Chaz some run. I think you could go Chaz, Jake, Cam. You could go Dezenzo, Jake, Cam. I think that could work. You don't have to run Tuve and Yordan out there if you don't want to. Tuve could play some second base. They clearly don't want to give Brendan Rodgers consistent run, which drives me insane. Dude's just hit.
yeah.
And then he has a good night, and then they sit him. And then they sit him, and then they play him like 3 days later. I feel really bad for Brendan Rodgers because he's had a really good start to the season. And the way they're trying to juggle the lineup and get everybody some time, it's probably fucking with him.
Yeah, and listen, guys, all I'm trying to say is that we should trade high on Mauricio Dubon. Because if Mauricio Dubon wasn't on this roster and if Espada wasn't trying to give Doobie some at bats, Brendan Rodgers would be getting most of the time at second base.
Well, I think the problem is what you spoke to with Chaz. They have to build up some value for him because he struggled so bad. I think he's batting like 207 or something like that. So you're trying to get some of that value so that maybe you can move that. It'll be interesting to see what Dana does as a trade deadline, man, because I don't know what the Astros even need. Like normally you have like some circles, you know. Where are they right now? What are they? It's just greed at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say maybe like consistent hitting, because like you saw today, like you saw in all of these games, when the lineup gets going, it's gonna be dangerous. It's going to be ridiculous if the bottom of the lineup can start producing. So now, not only do you have to get through Altuve and Yordan and Isak and Christian, but now you have to battle Yainer Diaz. Now you have to battle Cam Smith. Now you have to battle Zach Dezenzo. Hopefully, if Chaz gets going, like that. Where are you gonna? What are you gonna do? Like, I would
to your
say.
Point.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But to your point, what do you trade for? You don't. All those guys are pretty locked in. There's no glaring hole on this roster, if you ask me. Yeah, you could probably go get another middle reliever. Right now, Forrest Whitley looks pretty damn good. If you're telling me Forrest is going to be your long guy, your 5, 6, 7, whatever, and then you go Brian Hader, you don't need another guy for that. So then
LMJ is supposed to come back.
We talked about the rotation. The rotation's stupid now with Gusto. When Spencer comes back, there's 6. And then that doesn't include LMJ. It doesn't include Javier. I mean, there's a lot of pitching.
Yeah, but I don't think I think they're gonna slow play Hobby.
They
Luis
should. They don't
Garcia
have.
was fucking throwing shit. Like
Well, he had a
we need to
setback, so
really, we need to really slow
you can
play
cross
Luis
him
Garcia
off.
too.
Yeah.
But like I said, LMJ is supposed to come back. Sean Dubon is also supposed to start rehab starts. Like
Ort.
Caleb Ort is supposed to come back. But now I want to say that I would rather the velocity versus the stuff. Like, because this pen had a lot of soft tossing Phil Matons, right? Like, it has Taylor Scott on here, right? Taylor Scott is not going to light up a fucking radar gun. Would you trade Caleb Ort for Taylor Scott
In the bullpen?
Yeah.
Absolutely. To me, right now, I kind of feel like, and this isn't fair to Taylor Scott. It's probably not going to be fair to a few guys, but it's what have you done for me lately? Like it's so deep that I don't need to hope that you get right. I don't need to build up confidence. I don't need to run you back out there. If you don't got it, there's 3 guys behind you that do. Like we talk about O'Kurt. He probably should get more. He probably should see the field more. Like he should be the first guy as opposed to going to Taylor Scott and then him. Like, why do I need to go back to Taylor Scott? I agree. It's not fair to him. He pitched really well last year. I think, the idea was that he was going to be a key piece in the bullpen this season. Now he doesn't have to be. They just don't have to force it. I just don't know what they're going to do because you're going to bring back LMJ and you're probably going to send Gusto down, which sucks because you just don't have
enough. Gusto's going to be our long guy?
How many guys can you have on the 40 man? Somebody's got to come off it. If Whitley's going to be there and Taylor Scott's going to be there and Ort's going to be there and all the names we just listed, so on, somebody's going to have to come off it. You can only have 13 and 13 or 12 and
what happened to JP France?
He had some kind of shoulder thing that he's working back from too. But I mean, that's another name. That's another name.
Now, to be fair, I would rather. At this point, I would rather Gusto than JP France.
Of course.
JP France, what's going on with you, JP France? Injury report. I haven't thought about JP France in a hot minute.
Hadn't had to.
As of this writing, Christian Javier, Lance McCullers Jr., Luis Garcia, and JP France are on the injured list. Garcia was moved to the 60-day IL on April 7th. McCullers Jr., though, is on a rehab assignment. When was this? April 7th.
He pitched,
like 3 weeks ago.
He threw 33 pitches in a bullpen the other day. They said he did pretty good.
Who, LMJ?
Yeah. So
okay.
They said depending on how he comes back, he could do another rehab start. I do think we'll see LMJ in an Astros uniform sometime this season. So
there's only so long that he can be on rehab assignments, right?
Yeah.
Are we getting to that point?
Oh, I don't know.
I assume.
I don't know. I'm sure the way you offset that is to put him back on the IL, and then you start the clock back over.
Some sort of phantom something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go over the Royals series. Like I said, I don't know which starters are we will face, but let me talk to you about the lineup just a hot minute. Out of the 9 batters, Tom, how many do you think have an OPS plus of 100 or better?
3.
Technically 4, but I don't think Mark Canha counts as a. Oh no, I lied.
Mark Canha.
Yeah, Mark Canha is on the Royals right now.
Oh, I thought you meant Astros. I was talking about the Astros.
No. I'm talking about the Royals. So Mark Canha and Drew Waters have 9 and 10 games under their belts.
Wow.
So I'm not going to count them in this OPS plus discussion. So of their main players, main guys, 2 guys have an OPS plus of over 100. Do you want to guess how many or which guys those are?
On the Royals?
On the Royals.
Bobby Witt Jr.?
Bobby Witt Jr. is number 1, which is their shortstop, with a 146 OPS plus.
And then give me the catcher. What the heck's his name?
It is not Salvador Perez.
That's what I would have guessed.
It is Maikel Garcia.
I can see that.
Maikel Garcia at a 129 OPS plus. Now, so that is, and he has 23 games under his belt, 86 plate appearances. Now, they are running out a lineup of Bobby Witt Jr., shortstop, a 146 OPS plus. Salvador Perez, catcher, 52 OPS plus. Vinny Pasquantino, their first baseman.
I forgot about Vinny because he got hurt.
A 66 OPS plus. Jonathan India, their third baseman, a 60 OPS plus. Their second baseman, Michael Massey. Oh my God. Just guess.
50?
28.
Whoo, I couldn't have got low enough.
A 28 OPS plus, guys.
That is not a baseball player.
Kyle Isbell, their center fielder, 61 OPS plus. So it could get worse, guys. I complain about Jake Myers. Could be worse, apparently. They could be running Kyle Isbell out there.
So they're struggling to score runs then based on these numbers.
Oh, yeah. Hunter Renfroe.
Wow.
Hunter Renfroe is their right fielder. Just guess.
45.
12.
That's not real. That can't be real. How
12
many games has he played?
17. He's played 17 games with 58 plate appearances, 52 at bats. He has 7 hits with 1 run, 1 double, 3 RBIs, 6 walks, 14 strikeouts. That is good for a batting average of 135, an OBP of 224, a slug of 154. They just sent down Melendez, who had been their left fielder. And I want to say they just brought up somebody who was tearing the cover off the ball, but I don't remember. But yeah, you want to talk about struggling to score runs. The Royals offense is not awesome.
So Hayden Wesneski needs to go into my lineup.
Yeah, but it may be one of those things where that day, everybody's on.
I don't know. I really feel like with Hayden, he's got that crazy frisbee of a sweeper, slider, whatever that is that he throws up there. Like, I really don't see a scenario where he gets hit too hard. And his only thing right now has been giving up home runs. So I feel like he's gonna have a really good day. I mean, Bobby Witt might get him, Salvi may get him, but outside of that, they're not a real hard hitting team that you just named. So
they have them and the Colorado Rockies have scored the least amount of runs with 71. One behind the Chicago White Sox. And this is what I really am so mad about, guys. The Texas Rangers have only scored 75 fucking runs. And Jock Peterson, fuck you. That's what you get for running your fucking mouth, sir.
I wonder what his OPS.
0 for 41.
I wonder what his OPS plus is. Negative.
I will tell you. We've scored less runs than the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim of Los Angeles, guys. 89 versus 91.
I mean, you have to remember there was like 2 weeks to open the season where they were averaging like 2 runs a game. So right now, to get to where they are, to really, to really look like a solid ball club where they're giving you like 3, 4, 5 runs a game, I think that number will get right. I think they'll start putting up more numbers, and then you'll be going, wow, look, they're the only team in the American League West with a positive run differential.
We are the only team with a positive run differential. Do you want to know what Jock Peterson's OPS plus is?
I would absolutely love it.
Negative 35.
Damn.
Negative 35.
I know he's like famously like 0 for 40 something.
His batting average is 0.52.
That's gross.
0.52.
That is gross.
And he mashes righties. They platoon him. He doesn't see lefties. And I want to say it's like 0 for 54 or something like that. That's what you fucking get for running your mouth, Jock Peterson.
Amen.
So, I'm gonna go back to the pitchers for the Royals. Like I said, Seth Lugo, Chris Bubich, Seth Lugo, Cole Ragans, Michael Wacha, and Michael Lorenzen are their 5. Lucas Erceg is kind of their closer / setup / fireman. You'll probably see Carlos Estevez, Lucas Erceg in that closer role. It says here that Carlos Estevez is their closer. I want to say, though, that it's kind of like a matchup situation. If you're a Royals fan and I'm fucking this up, put it down in the comments. If you're out there, the 3 of you, put it down in the comments. But you'll see Carlos Estevez, you'll see Daniel Lynch, John Schreiber, Lucas Erceg, and Angel Zerpa, along with there's a couple of others that I want to say that will come out of the bullpen, but I don't expect these to be high-scoring games. I mean, hopefully they're high-scoring games, like on our side, but their starting pitching is very good. So Cole Ragans right now, Chris Bubich right now has a 1.45. Guys, that's gross.
We won't see him though because he just pitched, right?
Yep. Cole Ragans has a 3.5. Seth Lugo has a 3.9. Michael Wacha has a 4.4. 4.15, and Michael Lorenzen has a 4.57. But we all know what happens when we run into middling starting pitchers that we should crush.
No, Suzy.
Cole Ragans
the
leads
Blue Jays
the league
had
in strikeouts.
The Blue Jays just had a bunch of middling pitchers. We just crushed them.
Did we really crush them, or did we score 2 runs?
That's all you need. That's all you need. That's all. All I care about is the wins. Nitpicking how they do it, 1 run, 100 runs, it's all the same. Wins.
But I understand that a win is a win is a win. However, like the tightrope of these low-scoring games, at some point, like it all can't fall on the bullpen.
Those guys, I think, they're going to have bad games too, right? But there are going to be games where they don't get used because the Astros go and score 7 runs. So, yes, there are days where they have to earn their paycheck a little bit more than they should. But there are days when, the starter doesn't do well or the bullpen doesn't do well, and the offense has to pick them up. I think what makes a really good team and probably a really good fan base is when they understand these things. It's the ones that expect excellence all the time, and it's like literally the hardest thing to do. So to expect them to constantly hit and score, to expect pitchers to constantly be good and never allow runs, it's really hard. So I think there has to be a little grace there. There has to be, okay, they're allowed to have a bad night here or there. Okay, 2 runs tonight. Hey, if we got the dub, great. The good teams find a way to win when the things aren't perfect. And I think the Astros are a good team.
I was gonna say, do you have any final thoughts, Tom? But I feel like that may be your final thought.
You got them.
Would you like to add on anything?
I would. For the Rockets fans that are in here, the Rockets just won. Series tied 1-1. Big, huge win at home. Jalen Green went for 30. Amazing night for them. Really looking forward to them to try to steal back home court advantage in Golden State. Not going to be as easy. Referees are horrible. They've been as bad as Suzy is with the umps in baseball. There are tons of Rocket fans that feel the exact same way about the way Golden State gets officiated with Draymond Green. Just know that we are angry at them the way Suzy's angry at umpires, and we want those robots too.
Are there robot umps in basketball?
No, but I would be here for it. I would be here for just a buzzer from the top. There isn't people, because half the time those guys get their feelings hurt and they act like it.
I was about to say, wait, what? Okay. I'm like, how do you even do that in basketball with the okay, anyways, getting off subject. Besides basketball, are there any baseball related news, notes, thoughts that you would like to finish this off with?
Yo, your Houston Astros are a different ball club. 2 weeks ago, Astros Twitter was gloom and doom. Trade people, send people down, send Cam Smith down. He was too soon. The Astros are at the bottom of the division. The sky is falling. The ride is over. We suck again. All the cliches, right? What do we tell you on Bourbon and Baseball? Chill the fuck out. It'll be okay. Now, fast forward 2 weeks later, the Astros are 13-11. They're in second place in the division behind the Texas Rangers, only because we hadn't got a chance to whoop their punk ass, which they're losing to the Athletics right now. Go A's. And we'll be right there. They can have that for a little bit. We'll be right there. This rotation is elite. The bullpen, when you get to the elite guys, are elite. And the offense is starting to click. And like Suzy said earlier, we are not the only team with a positive run differential, but we are the team with the best run differential in the American League West. The Mariners are +3 as well.
That changed from earlier than today.
Yep. The Astros have scored 16 more runs 17 more runs than the Texas Rangers. It's only a matter of time. They're coming.
All right, guys. So with that, we are going to give one last shout out to Hunter Brown.
Diesel.
If you do not bet, maybe you should, because just saying that there may be some Cy Youngs in our future, i.e. Hunter Brown. I was trying to look up the odds for Hunter Brown because I want to say they have increased from like a really long shot to a semi-long shot. Betting odds. And I don't know shit about betting, but apparently, people who do, like Vegas, like Hunter Brown's odds. And let's see. BetMGM has the AL Cy Young at Garrett Crochet at plus 200, Tarek Skubal at plus 400, Logan Gilbert at plus 600, Cole Ragans of the Royals plus 650, Max Fried plus 1200, and Hunter Brown plus 1400.
So, I believe the way that works, and I don't bet that way. Plus 1400. If you were to put $100, you would win $1,400 on Hunter Brown. If you would put $10, you'd win $140.
Nice. Let's see. According to BetMGM, following the opening week of the 2025 MLB season, Boston Red Sox left-hander Garrett Crochet became the new AL Cy Young favorite. His current plus 220 odds give him an implied probability of 31.25%. However, says Kansas City Royals left-hander Cole Ragans offers the most value at his current odds as he ranks second in the AL with a 1.32 FIP. That's fielding independent pitching. Through his first 4 starts, he's also pacing the AL in strikeouts per 9 innings, illustrating his dominance. Ragans might be the real AL Cy Young favorite at this point in the season. Prediction, Cole Ragans. Interesting.
I really hope we get Hunter Brown versus Cole Ragans in like 3 days.
Ooh.
That would be must-see TV. Because the Astros, we know who the Astros are rolling out. It'll be Hayden, it'll be Framber, and it'll be Hunter against Kansas City. We don't know what the Royals are doing.
Let's see. When did Cole Ragans last pitch? Cole Ragans last pitched. Not on that day. Suzy, you're an idiot. You know where I probably could go that would be much easier to find out?
Team?
In my fantasy team. Not my fantasy team, but someone's fantasy team. On April 18th, he took the loss Friday against the Tigers after giving up 5 earned on 6 hits and 3 walks while striking out 8 across 4+ innings.
You said April 18th?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't pitched since then?
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I mean, maybe he was supposed to start tonight.
So he would go tomorrow then. We would miss him. But they've already got tomorrow's starter listed, don't they? Yeah, tomorrow. He goes tomorrow. So we'll miss Cole Ragans.
All right. Well,
also good for the Astros.
Also good for the Astros. So, all right, folks. With that, we are going to wrap it up. And if you have not already subscribed on YouTube, hit that big red button. Please share the show with all of your friends that love the Astros or just baseball in general. If you listen on the podcast side, Spotify, Apple, however, please give us a 5-star rating and type up all of the nice words in a review. That would be super awesome. I would love that very much. And with that, we are going to say goodbye and yay, baseball. Maybe, and record.